Hey Most Amazing Top 10 family, I'm your host Jade Arena. Welcome back to Most Amazing Top 10. Here we are again with another SCP video, the collective writing project that brings to life creative and deadly creatures, all bent on killing the whole world and making sure your nightmares are full of horrific images, except for that one cuddly SCP. I like him. But for the rest, these are monstrosities that will make Guillermo del Toro jump for glee, and I dug through the internet to find some of the best for today's list of top 10 scary SCPs you won't believe. As always, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell. Also, stick around for the whole list because the top 3 are going to be some SCPs that I bet a few of you have never heard of, unless you're like an SCP fanatic and you look at them all the time. Remember, if you need more Most Amazing Top 10 content, go check us out on Instagram and Facebook. We are starting to do some Facebook exclusive content, so you gotta head over there so you can get it all. If anyone at home wants some Most Amazing Top 10 merch, go check out the link below. There's a link in the description. If you click on that link, it's going to take you to the store. Then if you use the offer code MA10, you're going to get $5 off, which means you can get a shirt for 10 bucks, which is such a good deal. And without taking any longer, let's get into this list. At number 10, we have SCP-804. We're kicking off this list with an art installation. If modern art wasn't already bad enough, now it's also trying to kill you. SCP-084 is a large piece of modern art that is about the size of a basketball. It's in the shape of a globe and it's at the top of a pedestal. The globe is clear, and inside this clear globe is a series of cameras that film the world around it. The art installation is called A World Without Man, and the purpose of it was to be put in secluded areas where there is only nature and it could film everything around the globe. Then the people who made it wanted to return the globe to a massive city to show the contrast from the footage that's on the globe. But this SCP got the taste for the wild and in return started to destroy any city and everything unnatural or synthetic for a 100-meter radius. Everything within the SCP's range would start to waste away except for the natural things like the earth, vegetation, and animals. Even humans will melt away. It's unknown who created the device, but it's speculated that they were either killed by the device or are now controlling it from an unknown location. At number 9, we have SCP-279. This SCP seems kinda like a nice old man. He's actually nicknamed the Meandering Man and has been seen walking all over the world. At first glance, this SCP seems harmless, but once you investigate him a little further, you'll find that he's extremely powerful and could be an extremely dangerous entity. SCP-279 has the ability to teleport anywhere at any time. This makes him almost impossible to keep track of. This SCP has never stayed in any sort of containment. If you try to physically restrain the SCP, you'll discover its superhuman strength right before it teleports out of sight to an unknown location. SCP-279 has been watching people around the world through their windows, walking long distances without stopping, and also will stand in the same spot for days at a time, which suggests this SCP has an extraordinary level of endurance. It's expected that this SCP's purpose is to gather information, but for what reason, nobody knows. At number 8, we have SCP-303. This SCP sounds like the biggest nightmare monster of all time. It's a 7-foot tall creature that is constantly naked. It has no genitals and no gender. It's also unknown if it has any way to reproduce, and it has a reddish brown color skin all over all of its body. Also, instead of having a face, it just has a massive mouth with huge human-like teeth. Have fun sleeping after that image is lodged into your mind. This SCP doesn't communicate in any way, but instead is just constantly wheezing and operates without sleep. Maybe if you got a little shut-eye you wouldn't be wheezing all the time, bro. This SCP has the ability to teleport behind doors or any sort of opening. Because it has this ability to travel, it moves all over the containment center, Center 17. This place is currently considered this SCP's entire containment cell. All the people who come to visit him are probably like, you know, I know you're a naked nightmare mouth monster, but you have a really nice place here. It's so big, so spacious. At number 7, we have Old ESTER Moon. I couldn't find the number classification for this SCP, but I got the name, which is really good enough because I know that's all you guys really care about. Also, I wanted to include it because it creeps me out. Old ESTER Moon is a floating sphere with a giant smiling face on it. It kinda looks like a Joker smile that got slapped onto the Jack-in-the-Box mascot. Old ESTER does one thing and one thing only: moves slowly towards the closest living person. Think of it as that movie It Follows. Old ESTER is doing that all the time. It moves very slowly at a pace of 4 kilometers an hour, and there is no known object that can slow it down. It can pass through any matter. If you are unlucky enough to come in contact with Old Esther Moon, it will use its gaze to paralyze you. This will cause you to drop to the ground, after which Old Esther Moon will suck your soul out and then move on to its next victim. It's unknown what Old Esther does with these souls. It could be used as fuel, or it could just be Esther collecting them for some reason. Either way, this SCP is very dangerous and should be avoided at all costs. If you see this SCP approaching you, then push your friend to the ground and run away. At number 6, we have SCP-280. This SCP very much sounds like the cousin of the Babadook. It's known as Eyes in the Dark. This SCP is extremely dangerous and will kill any human it comes in contact with. Eyes in the Dark has a dark black ghostly form. It has 2 long arms with claw-like hands at the end of each arm. It also has a head with large glowing eyes. From the waist down, it seems that the SCP does not have a body. It just fades into black smoke. If SCP-208 sees a human, it will glide over to that person, start tearing them apart with its massive bladed hands. Running from this SCP is useless because it has the ability to sense human life. It will be able to seek you out no matter where you are. This SCP is currently contained in the SCP Foundation, and it is imperative that it never comes in contact with any living person. At number 5, we have SCP-513. SCP-513 is a cowbell, and you know what they say about cowbell. Now, what could be so deadly about a cowbell other than infesting you with a deep, dark rock and roll vibe? Well, anyone who hears SCP-513 rung will have some horrible thing coming their way. SCP-513 will summon an entity that will begin to stalk and torment the person who hears the ringing of the cowbell. At first, you won't know it's there, but you will feel that something is there. Then you will start to see glimpses of it, and then as soon as you fall asleep, it will attack you, waking you up, and then this SCP entity will retreat into the shadow. It will continue to do this until you die from exhaustion or kill yourself. Most of its victims choose the latter. At number 4, SCP-1048. Keeping things on the theme of stuff that seems harmless, we have SCP-1048. It's a teddy bear, very cute and cuddly, but sentient and able to move on its own. For the first 7 months of this SCP's capture, it seemed to be harmless. It would draw cute pictures for the staff and show huge amount of affections to the staff members. This seemed to be a ploy to get materials so it could develop a duplicate of itself. After this happened, this SCP and the duplicate escaped its containment cell and killed 7 security guards. At number 3, we have the SPECTER of GOBLIATECH. It's unknown what this creature is or where it comes from. It is possible that it is some sort of demonic force summoned from another dimension by the ancient civilization of GOBLIATECH. It was first discovered in the archaeological dig of the lost city of GOBLIATECH. It was contained in a clay jar at the center of a temple. One of the members of the dig had never seen Indiana Jones because they didn't know you don't touch the mystery ancient artifact. Bad things will happen. Well, this doofus went over, took the lid off the clay jar, and the SPECTER escaped, went to the nearest city and started to consume all the life. The people at the dig site were able to decipher some of the texts at the temple and find a ritual that would lock the SPECTER back into the clay pot. Now it is locked away in the SCP Foundation, and no one is ever to lift the lid off the pot ever again. At number 2, we have SCP-055. This SCP exists on the record, but no person who has ever come in contact with it can remember what this SCP is. It seems that anyone who looks at this SCP or attempts to study any information about it will have the memory of it removed from their mind. Even though they can make notes about it in the moment of viewing it, once they review the information they will forget about the SCP's existence and start convincing themselves that it doesn't exist. Even the containment facility that the SCP is kept in is forgotten by everyone. People constantly rediscover it and then forget the existence of it along with the creature. No one knows what the physical form of this SCP is. This SCP could be extremely dangerous and constantly killing staff members, but the SCP Foundation has no recollection of it and no records of how many people have died. And for the number 1 spot, we have SCP-1000. Alright, this SCP is basically a Bigfoot. It's a big old ape-like man. It's 10 feet tall. It can knock your head further than Babe Ruth hitting a home run. It is currently not contained, but is on the loose somewhere in the northwest of North America and has also been spotted in the Himalayas. There could be more than one. This SCP tends to avoid human contact, which is very convenient because this Bigfoot carries an infectious disease. It's believed that this SCP was evolving alongside humans, but a horrible sickness wiped out 95% of the species and halted its evolution. It's speculated that contact with this SCP may transfer the disease to a human. This disease has the ability to kill the host in just a few minutes, stopping it from spreading too far, but if this disease reached a major city, it could mean a mass extinction for the entire entire human race. So if you ever see a Bigfoot running in the wild, take your grainy low-res pictures and then get the hell out of there. Alright everyone, that is our list. Thank you all so much for tuning in. As always, I would love it if you could like, comment, subscribe, and hit the little notification bell. Until next time, I've been Shade Arena, and try to sleep after seeing all these SCPs.